The first part of this test is the 2.5-inch supply line hose drag. The candidate will place the hose over one shoulder and across the chest. At the command "Ready, Go," the hose is dragged a distance of 75 feet. When the candidate crosses the yellow line, the hose is immediately dropped, and the candidate, following the directional arrows on the ground, continues 50 feet to the K12 saw. The candidate will then lift the K12 saw from its spot and carry it toward a cone placed 37.5 feet away. The candidate will move around the cone from right to left and then return the K12 to the spot from which it was originally taken. The candidate then moves 25 feet directly to the simulated high-rise pack. The candidate will then pick up the 50-pound high-rise pack and, using the shoulder strap or the hand grip to support the weight, proceeds to the stairs and begins to ascend and descend them. The pack itself is not to be carried on the head across the chest. The strap may rest on either shoulder, on the same side as the pack, or on the shoulder opposite the weight. Each ascent and descent equals one cycle. A cycle consists of ascending the 15 stairs to the top landing, turning around, and descending the same stairs. 4 cycles will be completed. During the stair climb, the candidate must step on each consecutive step, and both feet must touch the ground at the end of each cycle when turning to reascend the stairs. The handrails may be used throughout the exercise. The examiner will count each cycle as it is completed. Upon completing the 4 cycles, the candidate places the high-rise pack on the floor at the bottom of the stairs. The candidate proceeds 50 feet to the hydrant, having 2 2.5-inch outlets offset 180 degrees. At the hydrant, a hydrant cap is loosely screwed onto one of the outlets. The candidate unscrews the cap from any outlet and picks up the 2.5-inch hose from the ground and couples it to the hydrant hand tight. The candidate will then move 20 feet to the simulated ladder fly hoist. The simulated ladder fly hoist simulates raising the fly of a 24-foot ground ladder. Using a 3/8-inch rope, the candidate pulls downward on the line, with or without the gloves provided, the use of which is optional. The candidate may pull either hand over hand or palm over palm to raise the 40-pound weight, simulating the pull weight of a ladder fly. The examiner will notify the recruit when the knot in the rope touches the pulley. As soon as this is accomplished, the candidate lowers the weight back down to the ground in a controlled manner, and then will proceed 25 feet to the hose drag. The candidate picks up the nozzle end of a 100-foot 1 3/4 attack line, which has been staged in a zigzag pattern. The candidate will drape the hose over the shoulder and across the chest. The candidate will then drag the hose 62.5 feet along the ground to and around the plastic 55-gallon barrel, and then back to the starting point of the exercise. The hose is to be dragged from left to right around the barrel and is not to be picked up at the barrel. The candidate, once crossing the yellow line painted on the ground, immediately will lay the hose down and pull the hose until the red coupling crosses the line. The candidate can remain standing in a squatted position or go down to one knee to pull the hose. The candidate will then move 10 feet to the 30-pound fire extinguisher. The candidate will pick up the 30-pound fire extinguisher by the handle and carry it with one hand. The candidate will move 50 feet toward a cone, go around that cone from left to right, and back along the same path, and will place the fire extinguisher where it was originally found, making sure that it remains upright. The candidate then proceeds 10 feet to the dummy drag. The candidate will then grab the 165-pound mannequin, holding it by the two straps attached at the top of the shoulders, and drag it, walking backwards 36 feet along the ground until the mannequin's feet have crossed the painted yellow line. The examiner will notify the candidate when the mannequin's feet have crossed the line. The candidate then drops the mannequin and proceeds 10 feet to the ladder carry. The candidate will then grasp the 12-foot roof ladder with two hands from the ladder rack, grabbing one rung low, below or at the waist, and one hand high above the head, keeping the ladder in an upright or vertical position. The candidate will carry the ladder 40 feet and place it into the other ladder rack. The candidate continues 10 feet to the finish line, thus completing the test. You will have 5 minutes and 15 seconds, otherwise known as 315 seconds, to complete this test. Good luck.